guys. I wanted to do a little different video here. So I wanted to explain and show you what are my must-haves while traveling, essentially. So just some tips and tricks that I've learned over the years. I've been traveling full-time now for almost 2 years. And when I say full-time, I work for 2 weeks and then travel for my 2 weeks off. And it's been an absolute blast. I've gone to nearly probably 45 countries in that time, and yeah, just been loving every minute. But I've learned a fair bit along the way, so I wanted to kind of show you, some of the challenges of doing what I do, having type 1 diabetes, and then some of my workarounds and things that I use to get through those challenges. So first off, always the medication. Again, that's top of mind for me. So I've had diabetes for 28, almost 29. So I've had it for quite a while. I still might use the old school method of injecting myself with a pen needle. So I prefer that style rather than the insulin pump. I know a lot of people are using the insulin pumps now. But that being said, that's just my preference. There might get to a point where I want to use the pump, but as of right now, I don't. So firstly, I'll show you what I use to test my blood sugar is amazing device called the Dexcom G7. So there's a couple different brands with these, and part of the goal of this channel is to get these guys to help sponsor me and to help the world out. My goal and vision would be for every country I go to that they will donate 10 of these for life for a young person with type 1 diabetes. So I've been to many countries. I'm currently in the Philippines at shooting this, and they haven't even seen these, and again, they're still having to use other methods, or people are getting sick and dying because of the lack of technology, if you will. So Dexcom, if you're watching, I want you guys on board. So this is number one, and I always bring about 3 of these. So each one of these is good for 10 days, and I always like to have a couple spares in case one breaks, which I've had happen quite a bit, but they do have good customer service and they will send you a new one, but sometimes it's hard to get to when you're overseas. So that's step one. So what that is a Bluetooth device that gives me an up to the minute reading of where my blood sugar's at. So currently you can see on my receiver, that's where my blood sugar's at. So I have the device on my arm right here. You can see it there. So it's just a small little sensor. So essentially it's just got this little needle or filament, I believe they call it, which sits under the skin. It's got a really sticky patch, and then it stays on for 10 days at a time. And then this will alarm, so it wakes me up at night if my sugar goes out of range. Now, in addition to that, I still have to go to the old school method of still pricking my finger, which is not a ton of fun, but I use this device here. So you just put in a strip. You got the lancets there, so that's a little needle. You prick your finger, and then it'll give you an up to the minute reading as well. So I do that to calibrate this Dexcom machine, make sure it's working properly, as well as I've been in situations where these have failed and I have to go back to that. So always have a lot of backup essentially when I'm traveling with my medication. So that's something I've learned. It's hit me in places just frustrating because you don't have my insurance benefits, don't have the same medications necessarily as in Canada. So I've had it happen numerous times overseas, and it's a frustrating challenge, but essentially I have to go to the hospital, talk to the doctors, and kind of come up with a comparable plan to get me through until I get home. So don't wish that for you guys if you are traveling with diabetes. Okay, so that is a little bit of the medication, and then again, just for the spares, I always have a couple boxes of each type of medication. So this is my Humulog, which is a fast-acting insulin, and then this Tresiba is what I use. So this is a slower acting. So the Tresiba is good for 24 hours, and then the Humulog I take with each meal. So that's a little bit on step one. All right, so I know that was a long-winded answer, but that was step one. Step two ties into step one, of course. So I always got to make sure that I sanitize the area prior to doing an injection. So I always have hand sanitizer with me. That's a must. I got a few bottles. And then I like these antibacterial wipes, so I use that to essentially to do an injection. People are unsure. I often have to roll up my shirt, do it at a restaurant or something. I'll grab a wipe, clean the skin, and then I have the needle here. So I just basically roll up the dosage needed. So I just select the right amount. I basically have to do the calculation in my head. How much carbs am I going to be eating? How long is it going to take to break down? Proteins, fats, etc. And then I, based off experience, give myself a injection. So I just put a little needle on. I just twist it on here, and then yeah, I'll inject it. So that's kind of step one. But yeah, I wanted to stress the antibacterial and the wipes. I'm always got some on me, just as I taking injections on flights. I'm taking them at restaurants, often on the road or on the run. So that's where, again, some people might argue that they prefer the pump for that reason, which I can appreciate. But currently, that's been the way I've been doing it for the last 28 years, and I'm just used to doing it that way. Okay, moving on. To start my day, each day I like to take a vitamin, multivitamin pack. So I'm sure you've seen this brand before. I'm not going to say it, but again, if they're interested in sponsoring me, I am happy to do a proper promotion for them. But as of right now, they're not, so I won't give them the free promotion. But yeah, I like this. It's A, gets me drinking my water to start the day. B, this is a ton of vitamins, minerals. I believe it's over 75, and yeah, there's a variety of brands out there, but I like it. It's these convenient travel pouches, so easy to carry. So I start my day off with that. It gets me a half a liter of water right away, which is always a good start to the day, especially in foreign countries where I can't drink tap water. It just reminds me to always have a big jug of water available and ready to go.
Hey, here's a quick public service announcement. Unfortunately, about 90% of you that are watching right now are not subscribed. So please, if you could hit that subscribe button down below, hit that bell, that would help me out a ton. I am currently in Seychelles, getting beaten up by the exchange, but having a great time doing it. And every single time you guys hit that subscribe bell, that will give me that much closer to doing this full time and trying to give you guys better content. And I truly appreciate all the support I've gotten so far. So again, please hit that subscribe button, and back to the episode. Here we go.
Okay, so again, kind of in that same realm of health and well-being, medication is always important, especially in foreign countries where it's not speaking the same language, may not be the brand or type that you're used to. And yeah, sometimes I get sick, and I often won't share it in these videos. I try to make it positive and show the goodness of the country, and don't want to have people getting bad ideas because of issues I had. A lot of times they're food related, I'll be honest, and yeah, it just ends up with a sick day or a couple of days of stomach not going the way it should. So to help with that, I got Gravol, which this is a ginger based Gravol, so it doesn't make me as tired, but I find that works pretty good. And then I got Pepto-Bismol tablets as well, so that's good for a lot of stomach and heartburn and just diarrhea, vomiting, all those types of things. It helps with that if and when it occurs. And then I just got a basic cold and flu medication, so I always have a bunch of these on me, just daytime and nighttime tablets. Being on planes and such, you can get sick fairly easy. I do, again, my best to wash my hands and try to avoid it as best as I can, but it just seems to happen. And then in my line of work, I stay in these work camps and offices, and it just tends to be like a circular thing where people just don't want to take a day off work because they don't get paid. So that's the biggest reason. And then so they keep coming into work sick, and then it makes everybody else sick. So it's just kind of a circular thing. So I always have some of those in my bag, as it's not fun being sick, and want to try to nip in the bud as soon as we can. Okay, so that's just about it for medication, but this is a big tip, should you be having trouble on the toilet or just in general, this is a nice trick I learned probably about 10 years ago. So these are flushable wipes. So any brand works, but it's a wet wipe. Use it on kids and diapers and stuff like that, but it's also good for adults, I'll be honest. And another trick I learned is apparently they're not flushable. So even if they say they're flushable, I've had plumber friends tell me that they're not. So dispose of them in a rubbish bin, and yeah, that's something you may want to thank me later on. And then post wipe, it's always good to stay fresh downstairs, so I always carry some baby powder with me. So again, that's something I learned many moons ago. I used to work in restaurants, and they used to call it waiter's rash. So it just you get hot downstairs, and that helps absorb the moisture. And again, in warm countries, you'll thank me later if you've never done that, especially on a day where you're hanging out by the pool and then you're going for a bike ride or something like that. It just doesn't transition well for men, so it's a good tip to have. So also good for your shoes and stuff as well, just to keep yourself fresh. So that's somewhere I don't travel without, and that's something that I'm happy to share, and I've shared with friends. And I guess the last one on the kind of medication front would be polysporin. So this is just something that helps with little nicks and cuts. So that's something with type 1 diabetes that it takes us longer to heal than the average person. So that's something that I've dealt with, and it can be frustrating where it's a small little cut or nick on your hands or knuckles or something might only be 3 or 4 days for the average person, where it might be 3 times that for somebody with type 1 diabetes. So yeah, I always use polysporin, give it a good clean, and then rub some of that on to assist with just the healing process. All right, so this is a big one that I learned, again, maybe only 5 years ago. So I'd been traveling for quite some time prior to that, but I didn't know until a border agent stopped me with a juice box or a can of soda or juice in my bag, and then they asked me if it was for medical reasons, and then I was kind of surprised by the question, and I said, yeah, I have type 1 diabetes. So, and they said, yeah, no problem, you're fine to go with it. So I said, oh wow, I didn't realize that. So they said, yeah, we just have to wipe it. So they give it an extra wipe, put that swab in the machine, and then there's essentially doing a double test on that can. So on that note, I always have a couple cans or boxes of juice. I do prefer juice for sugar lows or other than soda, just a little healthier in my opinion. And yeah, it's got some vitamins and such, where soda is just straight sugar. But yeah, I'll have a couple of those in my bag. I like to carry a backpack while traveling, and again, any border agent will allow that. Like I say, they just do that swab test, and then we'll release it. In addition to that, I always have some sort of fruit or sweets, candies. But yeah, this is one of my favorites. So this is something I pick up whenever I can in places I grow it. So this is just some dried mango slices. But yeah, this will pack a punch. It has quite a bit of natural sugars in it. So again, if and when my sugars are going low, I'll treat it with, if I need something really quick, I'll go with the juice. If I can if I got a bit more time before the sugar is going to drop, I'll go with natural fruit or, and again, all these are easy to carry. They're small. And yeah, I'll usually have a handful of options in my bag for snacks and stuff during flights. All right, so final stretch here. That's all the medication and diabetes stuff that I carry, but now just normal basic stuff that good tips for you guys. So just an international charger. So this is kind of a combo unit that will fit a handful of different styles of chargers. So yeah, something that I would definitely recommend. If you don't have one, get one of these for your backpack. And yeah, they're, I don't know, $15 or something American, in around that range. Again, depending where you buy it. If you buy it at the airport, expect to double that. Airport prices are nuts, so it's always good to have your bag pre-packed prior to the airport. That's another tip tip I'll give you. Pair of sunnies, I think I got the sensitive eyes, so I often will wear sunnies. Yeah, I'm often chasing summer as well, so that's something that I always have a good pair of sunnies. Good sunscreen, so yeah, just always want to be ready to go. I've learned, again, there's no bad days, or no bad weather, just bad attitudes and bad outfits. So always have an umbrella with me and a rain-resistant jacket. So not necessarily a rain jacket, but rain-resistant. Ponchos I hate. I think they're silly. Yeah, you're essentially wearing a garbage bag. They're uncomfortable. They're just they're cheap. I'll give you that. So if you are out traveling on a day trip or something, and then a storm breaks out, sure, a poncho will work. But I'd rather plan ahead with a rain-resistant jacket and an umbrella. Yeah, and it's just to try to dress for the weather as best as you can. I know people like to have different styles of packing. There's a group of people that just think I'm nuts because I like to carry a checked luggage. So I have a big luggage that I bring, and you can see, again, I carry a fair bit with me, and then plus clothes and everything else. But I am at the point where I'd rather be comfortable. So I also have a laptop and camera and batteries and other things I have to carry. But yeah, do what works best for you is the simplest way to put it. So obviously, if you're going on a 3-day weekend trip or something, then a carry-on is fine. Some people like the hard carry-on. Some people like the backpacks like me. Just you'll kind of figure out what works for you the more you do it, like anything. And I've kind of figured out this system works for me, and hopefully you guys will get a couple good tips and tricks out of what I was telling you here today. And again, it works for me. It's working for me right now. Fast forward a few years, I might change up my technique. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I appreciate you guys watching. I hope you're learning a little bit from each one of my videos. And again, if you can please hit that like, subscribe, tell a friend, tell a family member, and this is how I can grow my channel and turn this into a full-time job and continue my goal to be the first person with type 1 diabetes to go to every single country in the world. Thank you very much for your support. Stay golden, all.